We're going to give an update on the Deshaun Watson situation. Last week, a Sports Illustrated article came out on Deshaun Watson. It was an unnamed woman. She used the pseudonym of Mary to get her point across throughout the article, and some pretty graphic stuff, if it is in fact true. And after the article came out, that makes it now 22 women that have filed lawsuits against Deshaun Watson. But what we did not mention on last week's podcast is that 18 massage therapists have come out and defended Deshaun Watson. So that makes it a total of 40 massage therapists that Deshaun Watson has encountered during this entire time frame. So some of the new breaking news that came out on the Deshaun Watson situation is that 2 massage therapists that are accusing Deshaun Watson of sexual misconduct have revealed their identities. And on a news conference on this past Tuesday, this is what happened. Her name was Ashley Solis. She revealed herself. She was in a press conference that Tony Busby held, and she said, quote, "Several times Watson specifically kept trying to direct her to his penis. At one point, he purposely exposed the tip of his penis from under the towel. Watson was at this point fully erect and moved his body so he could expose himself more," the lawsuit states. "As a result of moving his hips, Watson purposely touched plaintiff's hand with the top of his erect penis." Solis also said in Tuesday's statement that she has panic attacks, anxiety, and depression after the encounter and is now counseling. "I hope he knows how much pain he has inflicted on me emotionally and physically," Solis told reporters. Busby says Solis has made a statement to the police. Then Deshaun Watson's lawyer, Rusty Hardin, responded to that statement and said that at a press conference today, attorney Anthony Busby introduced the first plaintiff to the media. She identified herself as Ashley Solis. In her remarks, Ms. Solis stated, "People say that I'm doing this just for money. That is false." And in fact, Rusty Hardin also released a statement claiming that Tony Busby sought out $100,000 in hush money to quietly settle the allegations 1 month before Tony Busby filed the first lawsuit. So in her press conference, she said that she's not looking to get money, but 1 month before the first lawsuit was filed, they did seek out $100,000 in hush money.
It's a mess of a situation. And it just seems like, at first you were kind of skeptical just because of the timing of it, or at least I know I was a little skeptical just because of the timing of it. And, obviously Tony Busby is not the most reputable lawyer based on stuff that's come out about him. But the more information that's come out, the more damning it's looked for Deshaun Watson. I mean, I thought that the SI article was the part for me that was really hurtful to his case, just because SI has no hand in this either one way or the other. I mean, there was no reason for them to publish that article if it wasn't true. And now you're getting to hear these words and hear victims come out. And, when you watch somebody talk about it and you can hear the emotion in their voice, it's definitely different than reading anonymous names on a piece of paper. And so seeing these 2 women speak up, it's definitely hurt his case, I would say.
Listen, it's really a weird, like Jack said, it's really a weird situation. Like, I don't know. Like, I want to believe him, but with the amount of people that came out and spoke, with the amount of cases that it's been, it's really hard to take his side. I still don't think he did anything to warrant him like any jail time, but I think for his character, this is kind of like really a disgusting thing. I don't even know where to go with this. This is like really bad for the community, especially like the black community. Like, it looks crazy.
And the craziest part is Deshaun Watson was always thought to be this great guy. Like, there was never a bad word about him his entire career.
What's the thing though is that the hush money, that crazy. Part of it makes the entire lawsuits, as bad as it sounds, it makes them not credible at this point because they sought out $100,000 in hush money. The only thing that I think is weird in the entire situation is not only the Deshaun Watson, sexual misconduct and the stories that have been published, but he has 22 lawsuits filed against him. And then he has 18 other massage therapists who have come out in support of Deshaun. So 22 say, yeah, he's a bad guy. 18 are saying, no, my experience with him was fine. Then again, they could have gotten paid too, but we don't know the details of that. But I will say what's weird about it is that Deshaun Watson has 40 different massage therapists. I don't think that anybody needs 40 different massage therapists. And if he's not a predator in terms of sexually assaulting massage therapists, he's definitely a serial massage therapist in terms of how many he does in fact seek. But the thing about it is that it's a tough situation, because if Deshaun Watson and Rusty Hardin took the settlement of $100,000 and paid these women hush money, that's basically admitting guilt. That's basically saying, yes, I did it, but I don't want you to say anything, so I'm going to pay you this money. Mm-hmm. But both situations would have created a circus. Tony Busby, after Rusty Hardin released his statement saying that they did in fact seek hush money, he said that it's old news that we attempted to settle this matter. And basically he said that Deshaun Watson's team has made this into an entire circus. But making this situation visible to the public eye has ruined Deshaun Watson's image, reputation. Beats by Dre has canceled its endorsement deal with him. Nike has suspended their endorsement deal with Deshaun Watson. So I would say Deshaun Watson was losing more by going through the process than he would have lost with the hush money. Then again, the hush money is kind of a short-term solution. You're putting a Band-Aid over a wound that if these women do decide not to go with that, or one day they decide they want to tell their story to the world, you basically pay these women out in hush money, but they can still say whatever they want.
It doesn't disappear.
Yeah.
I feel like the timing is still a little weird to me though, because they said a lot of these things happened last year, right?
Yes.
Like he did, and then all of a sudden when he wants to leave Houston, it seems like now everybody's starting to come out. It's just the timing doesn't sound right. I mean, like, I feel like you said he doesn't need 40 different. Well, I mean, he probably travels, so he gets a new therapist.
Most of them are in Houston.
Yeah, that's
oh wow.
Weird
See,
part.
then nah, I don't.
It's like
I don't know what's wrong with him.
You find a barber that does a good job.
You don't go to 40. Yeah, you don't go to 40 different barbers.
Like that's a sketchy part of this. Like, you find especially you're an NFL player. Like, your team is providing you with massage therapists, the best of the best, like the best that you can get. The NFL teams are going to provide that for you. So that is definitely something that makes you, look at it sideways.
Yeah, it's definitely a tricky situation, but at this point, I don't know what side to believe. Obviously, it is sketchy that Deshaun Watson has these many massage therapists and this many women have come out.
And these stories is weird.
Yes, the stories are also very off-putting. But the thing about it is that we really don't know what happened yet. And the thing is, this whole situation is very cloudy. And I think what has made it even more cloudy is that they asked for hush money. I think that Tony Busby has done a disservice to the women, because for asking for hush money 1 month before filing the first lawsuit, it really ruins your credibility. And another thing that ruins the credibility, like this case is going to come down to he said, she said, right? It's going to be Deshaun Watson's word and the 18 massage therapists who say that he was great versus the 22 other women that said, no, he sexually assaulted me. I felt very awkward around him. The problem with that is that, for one, it's like it's their word against yours. And when these women come out, the main word is credibility. They waited a year before filing their first lawsuit. So when you wait an entire year to go do something, you do lose credibility, especially in a case like this. Because when it first happened, if they filed the lawsuit at that point, it would have been fine, even a police report. But they did not file a lawsuit nor a police report. It happened 1 year later.
But do you think if one person would have did it, they would have believed her?
Probably not, because this case is always going to be his word versus my word, right? It's always going to be that way. The evidence in this case are Deshaun Watson's Instagram DMs to these women. But if the DMs aren't anything that incriminate him,
it doesn't really prove anything.
Yes, the DMs can be so broad. It can be congrats on your business. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, can I book an appointment? Oh, I can't wait to, have our appointment. That's not anything that incriminates him.
Yeah.
So as long as those DMs didn't incriminate him, this is going to come down to Deshaun Watson's words plus these other massage therapists versus the women that are accusing him.
Yeah, and I don't think that it's going to become anything criminal because from what I've read, I don't think that there is enough evidence to push it to a criminal trial, or at least one that any of those massage therapists would win. But I get the sense now that there is at least some truth to everything that's been coming out, and I don't think it's something that Deshaun Watson and his image will ever recover from. Well, he's great at playing football, so he probably will get another job in the NFL because that's just a sad reality. Like, there are guys that have done worse things and have gotten jobs in the NFL.
Big Ben.
Because that's the sport. And
AP beat
these
the
owners,
brakes off his kid.
These owners want to make money at the end of the day, no matter what you think of that. But I don't think his image will ever recover from this.
Sorry to cut you off. Go.
Did Ray Rice get a job after he beat that woman? I think it really just depends on who you are.
Kareem
Not
Hunt
even
got
that.
a job after a similar incident.
I think it depends on how bad the situation was. Tyreek Hill got his job back, but I think he went to court and won the case.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit different. But I was too young to know what was happening during the time that Big Ben was accused of what he was accused for. I know that a lot of people still use jokes about Big Ben and how creepy his situation was. And he's been playing in the NFL for the longest because he was a star quarterback. Deshaun Watson is a star quarterback. And another thing that's getting swept under the rug in this case is that it's Tony Busby versus Rusty Harden. That's like Patrick Mahomes of lawyers versus Matt Schaub. Like, Tony Busby's Matt Schaub and Rusty Harden is Mahomes.
Well, that was one of the first things, like, when it came out, everybody had said about Tony Busby how his credibility was not the greatest. So that was why I was skeptical at first, but it's just the more and more that's come out. Like, to me, the SI article was the one that was, like, really eye-opening for me in a sense of, like, they had no reason to publish that if they couldn't confirm the stuff that was being said in it, there was no reason for them to post that because SI is, it's the best of the best. It's the best in the business.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to ruin Deshaun Watson's reputation, though. I think for a short while,
he's definitely going to look at him forever.
Yes, people are going to look at him sideways. The memes are always going to be there. But in terms of him going into a football locker room, I don't think many people are going to care. And I think that's the sad reality of it, but I don't think people are really going to put too much mind into
maybe
that.
Not in the football locker room, but just like as a person, this is going to follow him forever. You look at Michael Vick, what he did was terrible, but when he got out of jail, he did everything he possibly could to correct his wrongs. He went around the country and spoke about the negative effects of dogfighting and spoke out publicly against it. He did everything he possibly could. He served his time, and still to this day, he gets that brought up, no matter what he does. So I think that this is going to be a situation like that. Where
Shout out to Mike Vick.
It's just a stain on his life, really. And it should be. If any of it's true, it 100% should be.
Yeah, so we'll keep you guys updated if new information surfaces within the Deshaun Watson case and these allegations. The latest are that the two women that filed the lawsuit came out, revealed their identity, and Tony Busby's held press conference on Tuesday and detailed the situation that happened with Deshaun Watson.